Hey, what's up everyone? How's everyone feeling today? This is Mark Perry back at you with another video. In today's video, I want to talk about the mind and understanding how the mind works. It's going to be a short video, but there's a lot to it about this, but I'm going to give you what I know and then what I apply in my life. So let's dive right in. So you got to understand you have a mind. Everyone has a mind. It's all one mind. But we have an ego mind, which is the consciousness. So the consciousness up here is the ego mind. Now, what is consciousness? Consciousness is ego mind. That means I can read a self-help book. I can learn. I can understand. I'm quick at learning. Listen to other people, listening to a podcast. That's consciousness. That's consciousness mind. That's where most people live at. Most people live in a conscious realm. They can study, they can learn, they can understand, they can go apply. This is consciousness. And it's the ego mind, meaning that, there's also fear, doubts, indecisions, all these things in your consciousness as well. So this can help you, but it also can break you. Because if you have fear, if you have doubt about things, then it can set you back from what you want to accomplish and what you want to achieve. Now, let's go into the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is in the back of here, and that's the unconscious, which they call it subconscious, but it's also unconscious mind. What you don't see. What is the unconscious mind does? The unconscious mind is repetition. The unconscious mind is what you repeat to yourself over and over again. What you imagine yourself over and over again. That's the unconscious mind. So this plays in your life, and this is in everybody's life. This plays 98% of your life. This right here plays 2%. So this right here is 98% of all the unconscious things you do, and this right here is 2%. So when people talk about they want to be successful, and they want to be happy, and they want to have love in their life, you got to figure out which way are you going that from. Because if you're going it into consciousness and you've been programmed, you're only going to be able to get 2%. You might get some love, but then the love will fall, and then you'll be going back into that same cycle over and over again. So what you need to change is the unconscious mind. The unconscious mind is repetition. The unconscious mind is when you drive a car, when you jump in your car and you're going to work, or if you're going to your business, you know exactly where you're going unconsciously. You already know how to drive the car. You do it one time, you already know how to drive. That's unconscious. That's repetition. So you have to keep in mind that 2% is consciousness. 98% is unconscious. And what you do unconscious is will determine your reality. So as a kids, when we grew up, we always grew up and been programmed, especially myself, there's not enough money. You're living in poverty. You have to go to college to be successful. You have to do these things. And then unconsciously, that stuff was going into my unconscious mind. And it was getting programmed every time. Every time it was getting programmed in me. And the more that it got programmed in me, the more as I grew up, the more that I had these things in my mind to where it was hard for me to get a job. It was hard for me to get successful. It was hard for me to close deals because I always had, my parents was always telling me that you need to have this, you need to do this, you need to work hard, you need to do this. And it got programmed in me. So the number one thing that I want to take away with this video is that you want to change the unconscious mind. That's what you want to change. Now, what are some ways you can change the unconscious mind? Number one is hypnosis. Number one is hypnosis. You can do hypnosis. That can change your unconscious. Unconscious, you can change hypnosis. The other one is repetition. So you can say affirmations to yourself every day. Like tell yourself, you are this, you are that, you are wealth. I am prosperous. I am abundance. I am healthy. I am strong. You say that over and over again, it's going to change your unconscious. But you got to continue to say it. You can't just say it 2 or 3 weeks in a row and then expect to get different results. You got to continue to say it. That's why I call repetition. Because the mind, the unconscious doesn't reason. It's not like the ego mind. It doesn't say, oh, this, that. Unconscious is repetition. It doesn't matter. It's just repetition. What you say to yourself, how you believe, how you are, that's what your unconscious is going to be wired to be programmed as. So affirmations. Affirmations is one. And then also, what was the first one? The first one was that you can go to a hypnotherapist, and then you can also do images. So images in your mind. So visualizing, seeing yourself wealthy, seeing yourself successful, seeing yourself having a lot of money, seeing yourself doing this, because remember, the unconscious mind doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's imagined. It doesn't know the difference. So if you're consciously aware of what you're doing, if you're consciously aware of what you're doing, the next thing you know, if you continue to do that, you'll change that unconscious mind because it doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's imagined. But keep in mind, you have to do it repetitiously. You have to do it over and over again in order to get the results. So hypnosis, affirmations every day, what you're saying to yourself every morning, what you're thinking about every morning, and then also visualizing, seeing yourself having the things you want to have, visualizing yourself the things you want to have, seeing those images and believing it. And the Bible says, whatever he asked for, believe that you already have it and you will. That means imagine what you have already before you have it in the physical world. That's repetition on the unconscious mind. So that's just a little video that I want to put out there. I hope that this helps, but you can go and apply these right now in your life. Affirmations, you can go do hypnosis, or you can change it by practicing images. And remember, the unconscious mind doesn't know the difference. And also, when you start to do images in your mind, it's a repetition, but it's also a skill to master. Because when you first start, you might not be clear on those images, or you might not see those images clear. But if you continue to do it, then it's going to get better and better. This is a skill to master now. Like this ain't going to happen overnight. This is a skill to master. So you want to visualize every day. Every day I do it every morning. I visualize myself, seeing and feeling to have myself that I want to have. So that's the goal for you guys. I hope this video helps, and you can go out there and apply this in your life right now. Thank you.